You ever walk into the gym fired up for a workout, and 20 minutes later, you're halfway through a smoothie, scrolling through ESPN, and headed home? Yeah, me too. But here's the brutal truth. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. Most people fail because they're understructured. And if you don't understand how structure works, internally and externally, you'll keep blaming yourself and your team for inconsistency that's actually fixable. I'm Chris Hunsaker, and this is the Dealership War Room. Leadership fire, 7 minutes, built daily, fueled intentionally, and delivered relentlessly. And today, I'm going to share with you one of the best productivity frameworks in my entire arsenal. So let's go out and create some leadership fire. This week, I had the privilege of being in Grand Island, New York, just outside of Buffalo, with the certified auto broker team. And I was watching the entire team all day. Just amazing energy, amazing performance. And then finally, at the end of the day, I got to have my first coaching session with Justin Moreno, a truly elite sales professional. The guy's an absolutely amazing manager. And we had a great discussion about WAR and wins above replacement and how to really analyze elite performance in the baseball field. And more on that tomorrow. But most importantly, we had a discussion about how can he as a sales manager elevate the performance of his team? What can he do to get more out of each salesperson in terms of productivity? And I shared with him what I want to talk to you about today. It is one of the single best tools I've seen for increasing performance, and I call it the internal versus external structure framework. And here's the insight. Everyone lives somewhere on what I call the structure spectrum. Some people, they've got high internal structure. They show up, execute, and self-manage with almost no reminders. Others need external structure, systems, scaffoldings, check-ins in order to consistently execute. And both are valid. Let me give you an example from my own life. When it comes to reading and studying, I am gold. That's high internal structure. I don't need any reminders and I never miss. But when it comes to exercise, without structure, I am a train wreck. I'm the kind of guy that will go into a gym, unsure whether to do legs or back, wander around, grab a protein shake, and bail. But the first time I did P90X, I crushed it. Why? Because I had external structure. Everything was laid out. Monday was chest and back. Tuesday was plyo. Friday was legs. All I had to do was push play. The same with running. My friend, Dr. Joey Collins, who's an All-American triathlete, said, Chris, you need to sign up for a half marathon. And I did. Got a 14-week training program. Everything was laid out. Sprints, tempo runs, pace runs. I didn't have to overthink it. All I had to do was follow the plan. And sure enough, on the 15th week, I ran my first half marathon in 2 hours and 27 minutes, about which I was incredibly proud. That's the whole game. Internal structure carries discipline. External structure engineers discipline until identity can take over. Now, here's the mistake that most leaders make. We assume everybody's going to be just like us in our areas of strength, but that's not how people work. You have advisors and salespeople that say all the right things in training, but then they never execute and follow through. That's not a motivation issue. It's almost always a structure issue. I had a BDC rep that I worked with who kept forgetting his follow-up, not because he didn't care, but because there was no scaffolding, no structure. So we installed at 10:30 a.m. lead sprint block into his calendar, 30 minutes a day, and his contact rate doubled. Structure beats intention every time. This is what most leaders miss. Consistency is not a personality trait. It is a structural outcome. So let's break this down. Internal structure, self-discipline, built-in habits, low need for external management. External structure, scheduled check-ins, step-by-step systems, reminders, cues, and follow-ups. And here's how to spot the difference. If someone says all the right things but fails to act, they likely need structure. If someone grinds without even being reminded, they're probably built with it. Your job isn't to inspire everyone to be just like you. It's to engineer systems that help people become who they're capable of being. That is what we call executional identity. Scaffold the behavior, reinforce the rhythm, and coach until consistency becomes identity. So let's cross the execution bridge. Do a team audit. Think of one person on your team who's not executing consistently and ask yourself, is this a motivation problem or is this a structure gap? And then build one tiny system. It could be a checklist. It could be a recurring calendar block. It could be a peer accountability situation, or even a simple daily text that comes out. Give them structure until they own the behavior. Because the best leaders don't just give pep talks. They build predictable systems that get reliable results. Look, talent is great, and discipline is sexy. Who doesn't love the Navy SEALs? But structure is what wins championships. And if you know someone who's drifting, struggling, or stuck, send them this episode, because chances are they're not lacking motivation. They're lacking better structure. And I'm going to ask you, follow through on the assignment, look at your team, decide where you can build some tiny systems of structure to begin to build that scaffolding your team needs and really create some leadership fire. And I will see you tomorrow in the Dealership War Room.